by the
I'm gonna share it. Hi, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo están? Soy Crypto Bernie, les doy la bienvenida a un nuevo video de mi canal. Estamos con Tyler de Alpha Shares y vamos a hacer este video en inglés. A pesar de que él ya va para Paraguay a hablar en español un buen rato, se va mañana para Paraguay a conocer un poco cómo está funcionando todo en el mining de Alpha Mining Co. Ya te comparto el link. Em, I will share you the link, and I have it here. And where there it is in the private chat. So hi, how are you, Tyler? It's a pleasure to have you here again. Uh, as you know, I'm a big supporter, a small investor in your projects and everything that is done in Alpha Shares. I really like it and support it.
Well, you've been an awesome supporter so far. I'm quickly posting this out to Discord just so people can pop on in here. 1 second. All right. Live is in there. Beautiful. Just pinged the Discord. But thank you, Bernie, for having me up on the stage again. It's always a pleasure having these AMAs with you. I really appreciate what you do, getting the news out there to the Latin American community down in South America specifically. So really appreciate what you do, and I'm happy to talk about the Alpha Pack Pups today and the new marketplace.
Yeah, we want to know what's it. What is it? I can share I was just taking a look at the Alpha Pups webpage. I can share it here if you want. So, or you can share it from your computer also if you want to talk more about it. If you.
Yeah, let me pull up another window here that I
So
can
how
stream.
are the other projects working out? The Alpha Mining and the Alpha Shares marketplace. How is everything going?
Well, everything with the real world operations in Paraguay for the Alpha Mining Co. is taking a little bit longer than expected. I think that in Web3 specifically, in the whole cryptocurrency community, we're always very focused on things happening very quickly, and everybody, especially in the digital world, wants things to happen tomorrow when typically it takes a week, right? And so we're running into some hiccups and stuff that the first few months of operation was going really smoothly in terms of timelines being hit. We kept hitting everything. But I think that these types of growing pains are what to be expected for a business like this, for a venture like this. We're dealing with a ton of equipment, millions of dollars down in a real world. So,
And
but
also
things are happening really well.
you're Americans and you know things get done the day they're supposed to be done. In Latin America, I know that you can wait like 2 or 3 weeks more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really what's happening. Obviously, with our team and specifically with Bert, one of our partners down there, he's very, very familiar with that. And so he's been pushing and been able to really make things happen far sooner than we even thought they would. But yeah, at the current moment, paperwork, when it comes to bureaucracy of government, specifically right now, waiting on paperwork for our power. That is just taking a little bit longer than we've expected. We did expect it to come back about 3 weeks ago. But I hope that as I go down there here tomorrow, I do hope that everything will get sorted while I'm down there. That's the goal, a little bit of alpha for you guys. But that's
Wow,
why I hope
great.
while I'm down there, I'll live stream, I'll show off some of the operations, and hopefully we'll be in an even better spot. So things are still flowing, going really well, just not as fast as we want them to.
And if there's someone creating FUD, they will eliminate every FUD you have when you show what you're doing, what you're living. That's what I believe in. And I know you're doing the things okay, but I know around the crypto world, everyone is doubting about what you do and what you're selling as a whole, and they don't believe you have a real operation behind you, or they doubt about it. So I believe this live will be amazing for everyone to see that you're there with your product and everything. Just to let you know, I had a problem here in my office. I'm a trader in a fixed income business, and we lost the our telephone lines. They were stolen, and
Wow.
we've been for over a month without phones, and it's
Wow.
impossible. And everyone, no, they will come next week, the week after that, and no, it's like that. So
And
just
that's
be
exactly what's happening to us. It's the same
that's
thing.
what
Yep.
happens. That's what
It'll
happens.
be here by the end of the week. End of the week comes around, it's not there. Oh, it'll be there Monday. Monday comes around. Oh, it'll be there
And
by the end of the week. It
and what
continues.
a lot of Latin Americans do, and I know the people around me, is that you say that you want to be there and you want to have your counterpart happy. So you save, you offer a small timeline so you get the contract, because you're scared that
Yep.
you lose it,
Yep.
because everyone is doing the same. So as soon as you have the contract, you have time for a delay.
Yep. Exactly.
that's
And
that's what's
and
happening.
it's at the same time, though, what I've noticed about Latin America and South America in general, though, is the attention to detail for customer service is still extremely high. Where yes, there you do see that same concept happen where they want to get your business by saying, "Hey, it'll happen way quicker. It'll happen super quickly, right? Just to get your business." And then they do kind of push it back, and things take a lot longer. But when it comes to the communication and the customer service, typically dealing with most businesses down there in South America, it's far better than the United States, I'll say. You're always having someone that you can reach. You're always going to get an answer. It might not be the
Yeah,
answer that you want, but you're always going to
that's
be
right.
able to talk with somebody, and that's one thing that we really do enjoy about Latin America in general.
And I don't know if you feel the same, but I believe that we in Latin America, in Colombia, we appreciate a lot of people, foreigners, to coming here to do business here. So if you come to Colombia, you will be like a big rock star everywhere. So
I
you
love
speak
that.
English, and everyone will treat you different from other people talking Spanish.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, but I want to learn Spanish, and I know quite a bit of Spanish, but mi español es muy mal. But I
Okay.
will get a lot better about it. Actually, part of my because it takes me about 18 hours to get down to Paraguay, and so tomorrow I've got a whole crash course. The entire travel time, I'm going to refresh my whole Spanish speaking, just because I used to be pretty fluent when I was younger. One of my best friends, his parents and his whole family was from Mexico City,
Okay.
and they moved up here to Arizona where I'm at. And so since I border Mexico as well, I have a lot of experience speaking Spanish in small bits, but I want to get that full fluency where I can hold full conversations. And when I go down to Paraguay or maybe come to Colombia, I have no issue talking to everybody. So yes, I know you're saying when you speak English, you're kind of seen as, oh, foreigner, look at that guy, he's awesome. But I feel bad. I want to be able to speak your language. I think that anybody that goes to a foreign country, especially establishing a foothold there, whether it's a business or a family, you should learn how to speak their language. So I
Sure.
definitely, it's something that I'm working on and something that I hope in the next few months I'll have full fluency.
Okay, great. Great, great, great. So let's talk about Alpha Pups, Alpha
Let's do
Pack
it.
Pups. So you're the man. You what is it? What is the idea around all this? You already have the Alpha market share, marketplace. You have the mining co, and now it's Alpha Pups. What is it about?
So I
Ah,
think that
also momentum. Sorry, momentum. I was missing momentum.
yeah, well, with momentum, we'll talk about momentum at the end a little bit. There's not too
Okay.
much to talk about right now because we've got some exciting things, but the focus recently has been on the marketplace and the Alpha Pack Pups. So I'll talk
Okay.
about what those are. I'm going to move my camera just a little bit so that it's a little bit better on me. What the Alpha Pack Pups are and how to explain it, I think the best way to go about it is talk about the origin story of the Alpha Shares marketplace. So how did our marketplace come to be? The pup collection that we're launching here on Monday is fully focused around further expansion of the marketplace in regards to expansion of uh, use on the marketplace, the amount of projects that are on there, basically trying to give it its own two legs so that it can stand up and it can take off and it can be a premium and premier marketplace with the next bull run. So when we first launched our first version of the marketplace, it was after we had raised a bit of money from a token launch, their original token from February 19th, 2022. And we wanted to use that capital that we raised to build something. And this was really our foray into the Web3 world of creating a business, not just creating a token that was a little bit more fun back at the end of the bull market. That's how we started. But we wanted to take that capital and apply it to something real, something that was a real platform, a real business. And the business that we first pursued was our marketplace. And the reason we pursued it was because we saw OpenSea and we saw LooksRare, and they were the only two marketplaces that were out there. There was Magic
Okay.
Eden, but it was much smaller at the time. It was only Solana, and so we, weren't really interested in Solana. We were interested in EVM chains. So we noticed that OpenSea and LooksRare were doing $100 million per day in trading volume, and they take a
Wow.
2 to 2.5% fee. So each company was making well over $2 million a day in just fees, and we were like, wow, there's only two players and they're each making that much money, that much volume of the market. it seems like the market is ripe for the picking. It seems like we can create a product that takes 1% of one of those markets, right? We wanted to try to get a 0.5% of the total market share. And that was our first goal. And so we went ahead and we spent about $250,000 developing the V1 version of our marketplace. And this was, again, before any aggregator was out. This was before Blur. This was before Gem or Genie, which now is OpenSea Pro, before these aggregators were out, which basically pull listings from every marketplace. So what
That
happened
was
was
a
when we
question. Sorry, I was. What is exactly an aggregator so everyone understands? Just
yeah,
push it a little bit further.
Yeah, so an aggregator is a marketplace or really any service. You know, you can have aggregators for decentralized exchanges. When you create a marketplace or a decentralized exchange, which they're really the same thing, one of them sells tokens or one of them offers exchange of tokens, and one of them offers an exchange of non-fungible tokens, NFTs. And so
Okay.
they're basically the same, but you're creating your own little island if you don't make it an aggregator. You're kind of creating your own platform that needs its own liquidity. It needs its own NFT listings, or it needs its own liquidity for tokens if it's a DEX. So when you aggregate things, you're creating a platform that can also kind of portal or tunnel in to the other marketplaces or the other DEXs that are out there. So for our function for a marketplace, one of the first aggregators that really became mainstream was Blur. And with Blur.xyz, or Blur.io actually, they went ahead and created a marketplace where it would portal into OpenSea, looks rare, X2Y2, Magic Eden, all of them. Okay. And what that means is that now through one platform, the user can experience listings across many other platforms. So what this kind of does is it solves what we like to call a fractured liquidity issue, where if you are creating your own platform without it speaking or connecting with the other platforms, you're fracturing that liquidity. You are taking a piece of it and trying to pull it somewhere else. And then now you need to get people to go over to your little island. And so that's what actually happened with the first version of our marketplace is we spent a lot of money and a lot of time developing it. And then the next steps is, okay, we need to get trading volume on it. But to get trading volume on it, it is like going from the homeland, which was OpenSea or Looks Rare, the only two that were out there at that time, and creating a little island in the middle of the blue ocean, and then trying to
Okay.
get people to come to our island, which is really hard. And so what we've seen is that other marketplaces out there, other big marketplaces that have raised millions, tens or hundreds of millions of dollars in venture capital funding, that is how they go ahead and excite people to and convince people to come to their island, come to their marketplace, is they raise millions and millions of dollars that they put towards airdrop programs, farming programs, so on and so forth. We've seen it on X2Y2, we've seen it on Blur, we've seen it on OpenSea Pro, we've seen it on Looks Rare. Basically, they go ahead and they take money and they put it into a program where they say, hey, if you use our platform, you'll earn points, and those points will earn you airdrops or cash, right? And so that is the incentivizer for people to come trade there. With us at Alpha Shares, though, we don't like to raise money from venture capital groups or private equity. We love to raise from our community. Everything we do is community owned and community funded. And so that is where we don't have that option. We don't have the option of going and raising $10 million from a venture capital company and applying that towards this type of idea, making sure that people trade because they earn from this program. So we're doing it in a different way. What we realized is that the first version of the marketplace wasn't that successful. And as you know, Bernie, here, that we ended up using the marketplace not to necessarily have a ton of collections go on it. We did our best to try and get a ton of collections there, but we really used it for our own collections. We used it to launch Alpha Mining Co. We used it to launch Alpha Mining Co. Reserve. And that really is what, continued to build our business, was the Bitcoin mining side of things. So over the past year, we've focused mainly on that, but we've now decided that we don't want to close out the marketplace. We don't want to think that it's V1 is the end all be all. We think that it needs upgrades. We think it needs to be shown some love. And so that's why over the past few months, our development team has spent a lot of time, specifically our CTO, John, building out the next version of the marketplace, the next generation. And I'll go ahead and actually present, if I
That was,
can, I'll share my
I was
screen.
going to look for it because it's amazing. The version
Oh,
2 is amazing.
so I'll go ahead and share that. Can you see it right now?
Yeah,
Sweet.
there you have it.
So this is the newest version of the marketplace, where now, as you can see, it's a full aggregator, which means that it can pull up every single collection. And through it, this is the #1 collection on the market right now, Pudgy Penguins. They're taking off. They're going crazy. Just in the past day or so, it's really weird, but the OpenSea icon started to not show up correctly. It's something that our developer is going to fix today. But what this means is that if you could see here, if I click on this icon, which typically should show OpenSea, this NFT is listed on OpenSea. But through Alpha Shares, you can actually buy it right here. You can hit buy now, and obviously you have to have 20 Ethereum, which is a lot of money. But you can go ahead and buy any collection that's on Alpha Shares. So this is where we've now branched out. We soft launched this new version of the marketplace a few weeks ago. And after launching this, the idea here is to get a bunch of featured collections to launch alongside us. And so the pups, what the Alpha Pack Pups are, to bring this all full circle, is our way of actually funding this program to have people trade on the marketplace. So like we said before, looks rare, OpenSea, these big marketplaces would raise venture capital money. What we are doing is we're actually going to be achieving the same thing by having really cool programs that go to communities, though, rather than the traders. It's money that's going to go to the communities that we support so that they support us back, and we will support them with floor sweeps, giveaways, airdrops, and all of that money for those floor sweeps, giveaways, and airdrops comes from the pups. So that's the idea here, is that we're going to continue to raise some money to drive more trading activity to the marketplace through the pups. And that's the business mindset of the pups and the reason for the pups. But the pups are so much more. What they are for the user, for the minter, is it's a fun game. We're doing something very, very unique here with the pups, which if I go back here, you can see the pups right here, is that the pups will actually be minting across 6 different chains. So there's going to be 2,222 on 6 chains, and there's a matching set across each chain. So you'll find this guy right here. You'll see him on Ethereum, and then he'll also show up somewhere else on Avalanche and Polygon and Binance and Arbitrum and Optimism. And there's going to be this matching set that you have to try and collect. If you manage to collect all 6 matching sets, then you also win a big airdrop. The first 20 people will win $5,000 worth of NFTs, and those NFTs that we airdrop to them will all come from our featured collections here. So we've got about 50 featured collections, partners that we've reached out to, that we've established a relationship with, that we are going to support them as they support us. And they've now moved their preferred links over to Alpha Shares so that their communities start to trade with us. So I'll give it back to you right now, Bernie, for now, but that's the quick overview of everything.
No, it's amazing. So if I go and buy one of each chain, I will get $5,000. It will be distributed among the first 20.
If you match the 6, so not if you just get one on each chain, but you have to get the matching set. So that's also where what this does.
How can you do that? How do you get it?
So this is where the whole point of the game is played, is where it's going to teach people how to trade that might be new to the marketplace, the NFT space, the NFT marketplace, how to trade their collection, where actually what you're looking for is, let's say the first chain goes live, and it's likely to be Ethereum. I'll just drop some alpha here now. What's going to happen is that somebody will mint maybe 1, 2, or 3. They're $50, so it's pretty cheap, pretty cost effective, and people can get a few. And the idea there is that you'll get a few. The chain will mint out completely. It then moves to the next chain. Now the next chain pops up, and you could mint a couple, and you very well may. But the few you mint it's going to be very unlikely that the few that you mint are going to match with that first chain. So what do? Well, you're going to go to the marketplace. Exactly. You're going to now search, because on our marketplace, we have a really cool searching function. I'll show you with Alpha Shares here, where we can actually search specifically by a trait. So let's say you can
search the trait of the alpha.
So let's say you got a pup that had a blue cap, and you wanted to find your other one with a blue cap. You can go ahead and go to the chain that you're trying to find the matching set on, and go and click on the trait for blue cap. And now you can see it will show up all of the NFTs with a blue cap. And so that's where people will start to learn how to use the Alpha Shares marketplace to not only play this game and try and collect them all, but you also can flip the floor. So you might have bought it for 50. Someone's going to reach out to you, though, and they're going to want the one that you have because it matches theirs. And so they're going to probably buy it from you for more than 50. So this is a fun game that people get to play, where you get to mint them for 50, but then you get to sell them to the people that want to match them up for more. and you get to make some money by flipping your NFTs. You also get to play the collection game where you get to collect them all. So it's going to be a ton of fun.
And what is the benefit if I buy one? How
Perfect.
much money or what's the revenue that I will expect or the dividends that I will expect if I buy one?
It's a good question. So that is the other thing, is you don't have to play this collection game. I think that's the main way that people are going to do this, is making money through, collecting it and winning airdrops, also trying to flip to other people and make money by flipping them. But you're very right. If you just wanted to mint one, you could do that, and there's still utility for that. So this collection is going to raise between $600,000 and $700,000 when it fully mints out across all 6 chains. What we're going to be doing is taking a couple $100,000 that's going to go straight to our featured partners, where we support them. So we sweep their floor, we bring their collections to Alpha shares, we give them airdrops so that they can give to their community. That's the community featured collection side of things. But we're still going to have $400,000 to $500,000 that we're going to be using to buy up blue chip NFTs. So as you see here, some of these collections right here, these trending collections, these are trending globally. So these are some of the
sharing the Alpha Pack Pups page.
Oh, there we go. Oops, it was only streaming the one window. So let me go back really quick.
Okay.
I just realized too.
I believe the game is amazing. I didn't thought it was like that. I thought I have to buy 6 and that's it.
Nope. Yeah, it's going to be a game where you got to collect them all, and that's the fun part about it. And I think I did because I
don't know if because I pushed it. I don't know.
No, it's okay. I think I didn't show you this before. This is where I was showing you the traits also. So let's go to that real quick. So let's say again, you got a pup with a blue cap, and you wanted to find your matching set. You just go here and you see blue cap, and you click it, and now you're going to see every NFT that has the trait that you're looking for. So this is how you play the collection game. However, to get back to if you just hold one, what's going to happen is we're going to be using about $500,000 to buy up these types of collections right here, these top 10 global trending collections. As you can see here with Pudgy Penguins, right now their floor price is 21 Ethereum. A week ago, it was 15. A week before that, it was 12. A week before that, it was 10. And these are going crazy right now. So imagine if we had $500,000 from this collection, where we would apply this to working with a professional NFT trader. We would go ahead and purchase these different collections, and we're actually going to trade them for profit. And so this is where the pups also become a mutual fund, where we as a collective, we can purchase some of these most expensive collections. If we just look at this right now, a 22 Ethereum floor price is about
50,000.
So yeah, about $55,000. So that is the minimum price of one of these Pudgy Penguins is $55,000, and so that is where it's out of reach. It's a really, they're actually doing some really, really great things right now, and we can get into that later. But this is where, if the average person doesn't have $55,000 to drop on a collection like this, but as a treasury, as a collective, as the pups can go ahead and go across the blockchain and pick up these NFTs. And the goal here is to buy them and then sell them for profit. So if we can imagine, if we picked this up 3 weeks ago when they were 10 Ethereum, we could have bought them for 25 grand. Now we could have sold them for 50 grand exactly, and we would have made $25,000 in profit. Where that profit goes is 50% of the profit goes back to the treasury to continue increasing our purchasing power, but 50% of it goes directly to the people holding an Alpha Pack pup. So that is where also, if you just wanted to mint one, you can be an owner of this mutual fund of blue chip NFTs that we trade and make profit on.
And the dividends will be distributed once a month or once a week? What is the idea of these distributions?
We're currently deciding that, because really the way that it's going to work is, instead of it being a time-based thing, it's going to be a gain-based thing. So if we bought one of these NFTs and we said, hey, we are going to sell the NFT when we hit 20% profit. Well, it's going to depend on how long it takes for it to hit 20% profit. As we start to get into this, we're going to have a lot of collections that all will start to make some profit. And then we will probably start distributing something like once a week or once every other week. We typically do once a week with most of our things.
And you're distributing the profits with through the alpha tokens, yeah?
That we have not completely decided on that just yet. There very well is going to be some great utility for the alpha token. But instead of distributing it just so that people, it could be a good idea to use the profit, buy the alpha token and distribute it. That could be really fun. And it is something we're thinking about, but it also might just be, straight stable coin. We'll have to see.
Okay. And how talking about the alpha token, how is it doing? How is it moving at this time? I haven't followed it for some time.
I haven't looked at it in a while either, because right now, I will say the
Oh,
focus
we're
of
focused on other
everything.
things.
Yeah, well, this is where the alpha token was always that dynamic token that was supposed to be the driving force of the marketplace. But it's kind of the chicken before the egg scenario, right? The token becomes very valuable when the marketplace becomes very well used. So you can't make the token valuable until the marketplace is very well used. And so that's why the big push here now is upgrading the marketplace, making it super usable, getting a ton of users and a lot of trading volume, and now we're going to give a ton of life back into the alpha token right after.
How many users did you have at the end of the one marketplace? How do you measure that, or what are you expecting after the V2 is just on the move?
Well, so instead of users, we do want to go off like volume. And so when we
Okay,
talk
well,
about volume, the majority of the volume, about 95% of the volume on our marketplace, came from our own collections. So the Alpha Pack and Alpha Mining Co. That's why, we did have a couple launchpad projects. We had a few trades on Alpha Shares, but Alpha Shares V1 left a lot to be desired. There were functions and features that just weren't included. It was, we built the marketplace in 2022. It was before a ton of new technology came out. Now that we're 2 years later, there's a lot new technology, a lot more function and features that we can add, and now they are all in the new marketplace. And we're very excited about everything that we can offer now through this.
I looked and I searched a lot of times in the V1 and the previous marketplace, and I couldn't find it. But now that I've been watching and searching inside, this one is amazing. The evolution
Yep.
is really great, and I believe it will push a lot of people to come to see what you have. Because I was looking, let's see where can I invest, and the only things that I found there was blockchain beavers and everything from Alpha shares,
Yep.
and that's it. There was another one, I believe, a
Yeah.
metaverse, Ecoverse, I believe it was the other one,
Yep.
but it
Yep.
was nothing else. You couldn't find anything, and it was not that good. But now what I see is amazing.
Thank you.
I believe it will grow really really far.
And that's the goal, right? It's what we've done and what we've accomplished here now is we've made the marketplace as powerful, if not even a little bit more powerful than OpenSea. And I'll get into something that we're doing unique. We're actually having a feature release next week with the launch of the pups. That's something that's never been seen before in a marketplace, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But the goal here is, yes, not only are we now better than OpenSea in regards to the functions and features, the feel, the finish. We also now are better than OpenSea because we are offering a 2.25% fee now. We might even drop it further, but it's now 0.25% less than OpenSea. So we now are cheaper than OpenSea. We might even drop it further to make sure that we really have that incentive, right, for people to want to use us and save some money. But beyond that, we also have a really cool feature that's going to be released with the pups. If you want me to talk about that, I can.
Yes, that's a great news about the fees, because
Yep.
it was a little expensive to go to Alpha to OpenSea.
Yep, and it's not too different, right? 0.25% isn't anything crazy, but I think that as we continue to drive more volume, as we get more volume, we can start to drop the fees even further and make sure that we take care of the traders even more. But the really cool feature that we're going to be offering is, like I mentioned, the Alpha Pack pups here. They're going to be across 6 chains, and so these 6 chains that are going to be offered here, well, they have different tokens where you mint, right? If you're on Ethereum, you have to mint with an Ethereum token. If you're on Avalanche, you have to mint with an Avalanche token. And a lot of people, surprisingly, haven't really experienced trading across multiple chains. A lot of people kind of pick 1 or 2, maybe 3 chains that they like, and then that's it. So with 6 chains, we've realized, okay, this could be confusing for some people, right? What we've decided to do is we've actually created and worked with a company called CryptoLink, a project where we've worked with them to have a very, very, very cool function where people can actually mint an NFT from one chain to another. So let's say you're someone that only has Ethereum on your wallet. You've never dealt with Polygon or Avalanche. Well, at some point here, these pups are going to mint on Avalanche and they're going to mint on Polygon. And if you don't want to bridge your tokens from Ethereum to Polygon or Ethereum to Avalanche, you don't have to. We actually have made a feature now where to mint your NFT on Polygon or on Avalanche, you can use Ethereum tokens. If you wanted to mint on Polygon, but you only have Avalanche, you can mint your Polygon NFT with AVAX directly. You don't have to bridge anything. You don't have to connect on the other chain. You just connect on the origination chain. You spend your tokens on that chain, and your NFT shows up on the destination chain. So it's something that no other marketplace has, and we're really excited to push this out because we really think it's going to provide that convenience factor where chains don't really matter anymore. People can go ahead and mint on Polygon, but use their Ethereum. We're really excited about it.
That's an amazing news because I got really close to the guy at Blockchain Beavers with Mr. O, and I told him it's really expensive to invest in Ethereum. I only have my coins in Binance in BSC. So how can I do? No. You have to invest it through Ethereum and that's it. now it won't. We can change it.
Yep, exactly. So now, and even
Wow.
and so there's even going to be future, you can actually mint an Ethereum token with another chain too, like you said. So if you have only Binance, but you wanted to mint it onto Ethereum, that can be done as well. So we're very excited about kind of making it much easier for people to experience multi-chain, because that's been something that has been quite a barrier to entry for many people.
Wow, no, that's amazing. I really congratulate you because it's something new. It's
Thank
not
you.
easy to see this in the world. So all the networks that you're using are EVMs. It's Polygon, Optimism, Ethereum. What are the other two? There's six.
Yeah, so there's Arbitrum, Optimism, Ethereum, Binance, Polygon, and Avalanche.
Okay. So everyone, just take a look. There's a lot of questions here. Someone is asking something here. I missed the question. So if I only have one NFT gets minted, does that mean that one NFT gets all the rewards? Yeah. That would be a nice question to ask. If you have five NFTs, the revenues will come to each one of those NFTs.
Yes, and I'll do even one better. So yes, each NFT is a proportional owner in the 50% of profit we make flipping NFTs. But what we also have is that if you collect your set of 6, the first 20, as we mentioned, we are earmarking 100 grand for $5,000 airdrop for the first 20. Okay, and those are all going to come from our featured collections. So we're going to be spending about 100 grand sweeping the floor of our featured collections, and that's what's going to be used in the airdrops for the first 20 people to complete a set. But we still want people to complete that set beyond the first 20. So you might not win that airdrop because it's only for the first 20, but if you complete your set of 6, you're actually going to be able to mutate your set of 6 into one Mega Wolf. And that Mega Wolf is actually going to get you a 10x multiplier on those treasury earnings. So instead now of you only making 6x by holding 6, you're going to be making a 10x. So you get an automatic four times point multiplier if you match that set.
Okay.
So if you have 1, you get 1. If you hold 2, you get 2 times. 6, you get 6 times. But if there's 6 matching, you can burn it into one 10 times multiplier.
Wow. So you're distributing 50%. The other 50% go to reinvesting into the project, into the
Yes, goes
treasury.
back into the treasury so we can continue to buy more NFTs and really
And
scale up the amount of profit that could be made.
and the benefits for the team. What are the rewards for the team?
Well, the rewards for the team are going to come from the marketplace being successful. So because
Okay.
we own the marketplace, this is all a really, really big flywheel of marketing and promotion to get people that want to use the marketplace. They can make a little bit of money. The community founders can make a little bit of money. And what that does is hopefully that results in a lot of activity on the marketplace. The more activity on the marketplace, the more money the company, the team makes because we own the marketplace. So this is all a really big marketing push, but we're giving back the majority, if not all of that cash that's going to be earned from this. It's going to the communities and the traders because our goal here is to make trading big on Alpha shares.
I'm asking this because I believe the team deserves a lot of revenues and a lot of good things because everything you've done, and I appreciate all the things you've done in mining, in alpha mining, and all the work you're doing in Paraguay also. So I believe you deserve a lot of revenues also. and
I
and,
appreciate
and
that.
it's expensive. You have to receive something. It's
And
not for free.
exactly, and we will, but we have to sometimes take some risk, right? And we really want to apply the majority of this treasury towards what it's meant for. And so our idea here is, yes, we might not take a percentage of the profit from the trades, but we will be making money from those trades as well. So every time, let's say we list a doodle, we buy a doodle for 20 Ethereum and they go up to 25 Ethereum. Well, we're selling them on Alpha shares. So if a $60,000 NFT sells on Alpha shares, even at a 2.25% fee, let's just do the math real quick.
That's
0.0225. That's still $1,300 that's going to go to the company. So that's where we make our
rich.
profit. Well, we make our
Rich.
profit based, and that exactly for each one. So that's why we really want to have the volume be big, right?
Volume.
If we can hit the $1 million a day in volume, well, then $1 million a day in volume is going to be,
$20,000.
$22,500 exactly a day. And so that's where we really see the money coming in. And of course, that 22,500 that's coming in, that also is going to make its way, a portion of it, back to the Alpha Pack, which is going to complete this cycle. When we first launched the marketplace, we launched the Alpha Pack. The Alpha Pack has been waiting. The people that hold that NFT, they've been waiting for the marketplace to become a big marketplace, because the amount of profit, the amount of alpha that the Alpha Pack makes is all dependent on the marketplace usage. And so that is why we want to make sure that we increase the marketplace usage. We get a ton more people on there. We're producing a ton of fees. Those fees go back to the Alpha Pack. We start flipping floors and creating awesome buzz. Because think about it too. If we have as a marketplace, go and pick up, $200,000 or $300,000 worth of blue chip NFTs, and we tweet it all out and we say, hey, Pudgies, we just picked up 2 of your NFTs, or hey, Bored Ape, we picked up a Bored Ape. This is how we're also going to continue to get visibility on the marketplace, because those communities love to show up and to collab with the people that end up picking up their NFT. If you go on Twitter and you just look up Azuki and you see anybody that picked up an Azuki and says, hey, I joined the Azuki club, I bought an Azuki off the floor today, they get so many people from the Azuki community coming over there and saying, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. And so if
Wow.
we do that as a marketplace, well, we're going to be able to get in front of all of these communities.
I think we lost you. I believe we lost Tyler. I don't know if it's my fault or his.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You came back.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. I lost you too. Everything kind of loaded for a second.
Well, we have someone from your community here. He's Mr. Peanut. How are you, my friend?
What up, Peanut?
And we have also Bridget. I've seen Bridget there, and Jose Heiner. He's a follower of my community, and he loves what I'm always showing in here. So I just wanted to say hi to him. We need to share the information on the Twitter, because he's asking how he can get to check everything there. I'm gonna show it in Twitter as soon as we get out.
Perfect.
So sorry,
And
I got you off. So can we go back?
yeah, what was the last thing you heard about the blue chip NFTs and buying those, and those communities
No,
hearing about us?
you were telling us that if you are a buyer of an NFT from another community and you go to Twitter or to X.com, they will just say, "Wow, you're amazing."
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. If like with these really expensive NFTs, that's what happens, is that it's a really tight knit community. It's a very close organization. And so everybody wants to see the new member of their organization who spent $10,000 on the Suzuki. Who is this person, right? And they welcome you and they say, hey, welcome to our community. Thank you for being here. It's awesome that you're part of this. Azuki, go strong, right? I see Azuki, I keep mentioning them because they seem to be the most wild about it. But it's the same thing with all these top 10 collections that we see here, is that if you pick up any of these, even the top 20, when you go ahead and tweet out, oh, I bought a Pudgy, oh, I bought a little Pudgy, oh, I bought a Bored Ape or a Mutant or Doodles or an Azuki or Moonbird, whatever it might be, when you tweet out that you bought one, that entire community rallies up to go say welcome. And that right there, though, is going to get eyes on Alpha shares, because it's not a person buying it. It's a company, right? They're going to go see who is this Alpha Shares project that's buying it, and they're going to check out the marketplace, and then they're going to see, oh wait, this marketplace is pretty cool. And I hope that that results in new members seeing Alpha Shares for the first time and staying on the platform.
And also, this will be amazing for the Alpha Packs, the previous one. This will be great to see Alpha Pups growing because it will push Alpha Packs.
Yes,
It will be
exactly.
wow. It
Yeah,
will be
the
amazing.
pups are really that next step for the Alpha Pack. Is the Alpha Pack, if everything went really well with the first marketplace we released, and let's say we released V1 and it took off like OpenSea, well, then we wouldn't be here because we'd be in a spot where the marketplace is making good money, the Alpha Pack is making good money. But we've realized that, well, 2 years ago, the market was a lot different. The technology was a lot different. So now to make this happen, we do have to we either have to spend a lot of money ourselves or we fund it through the community and give back to you guys. And that's how we've done everything. Is everything that we do, we are very transparent around why we think it's going to cost money for something, whether it's Bitcoin mining or promotion or marketing or the pups or the marketplace. But we fund it through our community and we give back the majority of those profits back to you because you helped us achieve this. So the pups are that next push for the Alpha Pack because they're literally like the children of the Alpha Pack. It's the Alpha Pack and the Alpha Pack Pups. So they work hand in hand.
I want to share with you my experience with your projects. When I got at first, I invested my first money in Momentum, and I had no idea who Alpha Shares were. I don't know. I don't know how I got to Momentum, and I even got some money there. I started to see the token go up and up, and then someone told me before the crash, someone told me this is done by the Alpha Shares. So I started looking and started investigating a little bit. Then it crashed, and I said, okay, they're good, and I don't know, they're gonna do something great. And then I follow up with the alpha mining, and and then when you started to talk about the taps, I think you said you talked about taps, the alpha mining, the alpha taps packs, sorry, and I didn't knew what it was. I had to read a lot of it, and I had to follow every AMA. I had to really follow you and understand a little bit more, and to try to explain the Spanish community about what you were doing. And then I said, I know that I'm in the correct place investing here. I'm a happy investor because you see other people that are trying to do money for themselves. And when I see your team working, even though you have hiccups or the trouble we are having and experiencing, that reminds me of all my times and all my living as an entrepreneur. And I know it's hard. It's not easy. So everyone in the crypto space, they know that they believe this is something that is going to happen tomorrow, and probably it's not tomorrow. It will be the day after. But everyone wants to have it today, now, and that's they have. And just follow what happened on Sunday. You had a little hiccup with the payments, sending money, and everyone was like crazy. They started
I
like
know.
creating a lot of fun, but you're good guys. Your ethics, your morals are okay, and my principles are aligned with yours. So I believe you're doing great. I wanted to
Thank you.
show you this, and that's why I'm here following each week. As soon as I probably I can't be in all the AMAs, but I try to be there because I know you're doing good.
Thank you, Bernie. Yeah, and that means a lot because that's what I hope to accomplish here, right? That's why I'm completely doxed. I'm on, AMAs every single week where we go completely transparently. I mean, we sometimes are way more transparent than we even should be, right? There are many times where we've shared invoices. We've shared exactly what we pay. We tell people who our distributors and our manufacturers are. We break down the companies that we're working with. We don't say, oh, we've got a partner down there. We're going to keep them. We're going to hide their name. We let you know who it is. Like we are as transparent as we can be because we really hope that what that does is it accomplishes the trust factor, right? And that's where, Bernie, I really thank you for trusting us. We're going to continue to push this stuff through, and this is where 2024 here for us is going to be closing milestones. As you said earlier, being an entrepreneur, it's a constant battle, it's a constant push, and there's delays and there's constant headaches and growing pains. And what we've accomplished over the past 2 years has been a lot of building, but it's been a lot of building and not a lot of finishing. because we love to build and we like to build, and we kind of, because of how fast this space moves, we feel like we have to move to the next thing very quickly, but we also never feel like we have to say goodbye to that last thing. Everything we create should have its part of the pie. It should have its piece of the puzzle, and it all needs to flow together. But we need to close out some of these milestones. One of them being the marketplace. The marketplace needs to be able to be self-sufficient. It needs to be able to live on its own. It needs to be able to grow on its own, and it needs to be benefited though by Alpha Mining Co. and by Momentum. And they all flywheel and they're all circular, where they all work together. Where the more activity we have on the marketplace through the pups and through this marketplace promotion, the more people that are going to see Alpha Mining Co. and vice versa. The more people that get into Alpha Mining Co. are going to see the marketplace. And the more people getting into both are going to see Momentum and vice versa. So this is really where we want to create this hub of really, really cool and unique experiences that all make good profit. But we also want to close some things out. And so 2024 is going to be the year that we close out the marketplace and make sure that it's perfect. It grows on its own. It grows immensely. When I say close out, I just mean closing out like the development. The development at this point is perfect. It's going to be, maintenance period. We just need to now get people to use it. Same with Alpha Mining Co. This is going to be 2024 is going to be the year that we get everything up and running and optimized and cash flowing significantly. With Momentum, we need to get Momentum to a point where if Alpha Mining Co. with the 500 AMCR NFTs that Momentum holds, if Alpha Mining Co. is doing really well, then Momentum is going to do even better. And so this is where I'm super excited about 2024 and what we have to offer here. And there's so much stuff that's going to be happening in the next few days, especially as I go down to Paraguay and talk with the whole team.
This will be amazing. And before we close, I want to ask you more about Momentum. A couple of alpha about Momentum and alpha mining. If you can give us some late news about what is happening, how is everything evolving there?
Sure. So with Momentum, because we've put a lot of focus on this marketplace and the pups and everything recently, we have taken a bit of a step back from the trading bots as much as we were. So Momentum recently hasn't been distributing as much every single week as it used to be. And so for some people, that means that they've likely sold. But what I think is that when the token price of Mass goes down, because of how Mass is built, it actually has a ton of benefit the lower the price goes. As you know, with Mass and the way that Momentum works, is just for those of you that might be new here, those of you that might be listening to the recording, what Momentum is it's our way to allow people to participate in the different things that we do, but through a token rather than an NFT. Everything else that we do is through NFTs, but with Momentum, we have our Mass token. And our Mass token is something that you can buy and you can sell through a decentralized exchange whenever you'd like, right? With an NFT, it's different. You have to list it. You have to wait for a buyer. With a token like Mass, it's very dynamic. You could buy it, you could sell it, you could hold it, you could do whatever. But the idea here is that you buy up Mass and you stake it into what we call the singularity. The more Mass you have staked in the singularity, the more ownership of the singularity you have. So let's say you stake enough Mass to get 1% of the singularity. So you staked 1,000 Mass and there's 100,000 total staked in the singularity. That means that you own 1%. And that means that if $1,000 goes to the singularity, you get 1% of it. You get $10. And so really, the lower the price of Mass goes, the less money you have to spend for a higher percentage ownership of the singularity. So really, the Mass token is one of those tokens that I'd love to see it go to 0 or 1, because I will pick up a ton of it, right? Because if you could pick it up for cheap, well, now you have a much higher level of ownership of the singularity, and the singularity makes its profit from Alpha Mining Co., from trading bots, and a little bit from the marketplace here soon as well. So that's where Mass is currently sitting at 60 cents. I've got the chart up above me right now. It seems pretty stable. Yeah, 59.13. Yep, exactly. But it is hovering around that 60-cent mark, and I think it's a great price point. I think that it's the perfect price point to, get in, because the moment it goes to $1.20, it's going to cost you twice as much to get the same percentage ownership.
That's right. That's what I believe. I was just thinking about it. I just received some money from another project. In where should I invest? Or wait to have the $50 to go to Alpha Pups, or buy my Mass. I can buy it, wait a little bit, and then invest it in the Pups. So I don't know. Everyone
We
should think about it because
we've
it's
got
really
options.
it's cheap. It's really cheap. I got some money at 96 cents. Some mass, it's expensive, and
Yeah,
my average is around 70 cents.
that's good. That's really good. Yeah, I hold right now. I was just talking about this in the AMA yesterday. I hold about 30,000 mass, and that's because every time there's a big dip, I go and buy some every single time. And I bought a ton of mass after the crash. There was a couple people actually that, as you mentioned, there was the crash, and actually I could just for fun, I'll even just show it to people that are might be seeing this for the first time. Let me pull it up real quick. Where
Look
is
what
it?
Bridget is saying. Wait
Wait
until
till
I
I'm
buy
buying
more.
more. I'm already competing with. I should have never said I hold
No,
30,000.
no, no. She's terrible. She wants everything.
I know. I love it. I love it.
I've seen her all the time. She wants to win.
She does. She's a winner. All
Yeah,
right.
she's
So
a winner.
if
Yeah,
you
let me show.
see,
There it is.
perfect. So as you can see here, this is when Mass, just for those of you that might be new here, we launched Mass token originally as a token that was only ever going up. They used a very, very unique liquidity stabilizer where it was actually pulling apart the LP and piecing it back together to consistently make the price go up. There were taxes, there was bonding. It was a really cool DeFi project. But we did realize that after about 2 months, about a month and a half, almost 2 months actually, we realized that really the shit started to hit the fan, and we got exploited by a couple big projects that went and put a few $100,000 into Mass, and then not really exploited, but really took advantage of our bonding mechanism, where they ended up making a ton of money and then sold the LP to basically zero. So within a day, a bunch of people sold so much Mass that the LP went to zero, which put the price down to zero, almost near zero.
Oh,
And so we had to step in and we said, well, we love maps. We know what it is. And we had already introduced the singularity at that point. And so we thought, well, all we have to do is take off the taxes, remove the DeFi side of things with the LP stabilizer. And at this point, it was crashing. I mean, it was down to 14 cents at one point over here in this area.
oh.
And this is right here, though, the make it or break it moment for a lot of people. A lot of people were angry, but a lot of people also, like you said yourself, you heard about alpha shares, you knew what we were, you knew we've been around for a while, and you knew that you were confident, at least more confident, that we were going to make this work. So there are a couple people that I know of that I won't name names because I don't know if they want to stay anonymous. They're in our community, very well known, but they had made, you know, multiple five figures, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $80,000 because they decided to buy when it was here. They saw it crash to here and they said, well, I can see this working out well. And they went and put 5, 10 grand in buying it. And one person specifically put in about 5 grand and sold the majority of it when it got back up to here. Kept selling and buying, kept selling and buying. It still holds a ton, but ended up making about $60,000 off of just playing the price appreciation. Because as you know, we also removed the big taxes. There's only a 5% sell tax. So we love what Mass has done for our community because it was a ton of fun, really scary, then a big opportunity, and everyone was having a fun time seeing this price go up and up and up. And now that we've got Alpha Mining Co. soon to start to produce as much as it should, and the Momentum Treasury holds $500,000 worth of those NFTs, all of that profit goes straight to the singularity, and I'm sure the price won't stay here because people are going to need to pick up the Mass token to take a piece of that.
As soon as you talk more about the anti-money, it will add in like $30 for each week, I believe, for
Yep.
each AMCR each month. Sorry, $38.
Yep.
It was the expected.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's coming very soon, and that's something that I'll be live streaming when I'm down there.
Wow, no, this is amazing, and I appreciate your time here explaining everything with so much detail and being so transparent to the community. Because another example, I'm in another community where I watch people they missed out for 2 months to say that the money was lost or part of the money was lost, and they were trying to look how to recover it, but they never told us anything. Up to 2 months later, they were saying it was misplaced. It was not lost, was misplaced. I don't know what happened exactly, but I
Interesting.
appreciate your time explaining everyone, explaining each day, each week. I can hear you twice in the NFT show. That is an amazing show because I thought it was selling a lot of more in the marketplace. because there were a lot of NFT projects that will benefit from all this and or the new marketplace. So I really like what you're talking about, and I hope the Alpha Pups create great. And they will start next Monday, no? That's the idea.
Yes, on the 19th. So on the 19th, Monday, it's our 2-year anniversary. So our first token launch ever, the Alpha Notes token, launched 2022, February 19th. And so this is February 19th, 2024. It's going to be a big celebration time. We're going to have a lot of fun, and the pups will launch on the same day. Yes.
So no, let's finish it here, wrap it up, and and thank you for your time. I hope you do amazingly. I'll be there investing some money. I don't know if I have a lot to invest there, but I will surely be there because I know if you buy one of these pups, someone will buy it really higher in price later.
That's the goal, right? As long as they want to collect and play the collection game, which we've got a lot of people interested in it. So it's going to be a ton of fun. And Bernie, thank you so much for having me up here today. You've been one of our top community members, always supporting us, always making sure you do content with us. And a big shout out to the Latin American community, everyone in South America. Thank you guys for the support. Soon here, Bernie, I'll be up on the mic here with you, and we'll be speaking Spanish just for your Spanish speakers.
Muchas gracias. Increíble,
De nada.
increíble todo lo que, para los que me están oyendo en español, I'm going to talk a little bit in Spanish just to say bye. Este es un berraco, un CEO que ha sacado esta empresa adelante con un equipo increíble. John, toda la comunidad, Bridget está ahí, Ben, Peanut, toda esta gente está haciendo unas cosas muy bien hechas con una comunidad muy fuerte. Está John, está Bert, está Curtis, está Randy, Peanuts. Todos están haciendo unas cosas muy bien y creo que vale la pena echarle un ojo a hacer un buen due diligence de este proyecto. Les recomiendo. Nos vemos en la próxima. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Say hi to all the team and good luck in Paraguay.
Gracias, Bernie.
Okay, see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.